Hey everybody. I found this game under my bed. It's not like I didn't know it was there. I've had it for quite some time. And if you've watched the channel at all, you know I haven't been the biggest proponent of APBA baseball. But this old premier edition of APBA that I almost forgot I had, the 2000, it's the 1999 season. And it came in this nice little uh, package. So I thought about who likes APPA the most that I know of, and Tabletop Earl came to my mind, obviously. So I decided to pull this out. And in 1999, the Texas Rangers made it to the American League playoffs. So this is a replay of Game 1 between the Texas Rangers and the New York Yankees using the exact as played lineups, with one exception. Chili Davis is the DH rather than Strawberry because I don't have a card for Strawberry. But the game came pretty nice. It comes with this big thing here. And inside you get all the teams with the little sleeves to separate them, and they fit in there very, very nicely. And I guess if you're traveling or want to take the game on the go, they give you this little thing here that you can maybe fit a couple of teams in and take with you. So that's always a nice thing to have, I assume. It's the old game board that came with the game. And if you want something even that's a little bit more funny than that, let's look at the game book itself. And the game book is so old that the binding is starting to come off. But since I'm going to go nostalgic, I thought I'd go ahead and try to play this game with this game book and see how it turned out. So that's what I'm going to go with. As I looked at the two Yankee teams, or the Yankee and the Ranger teams, and did their statistics, both teams fell into the range of fielding column 2. So that's what we're using. And in fact, I'm actually using an old school score sheet that came with APBA, just to keep in the nostalgic frame of mind. We got the dice, and actually the dice for this one, the little white dice, it's really little. It's tiny. So that's just the way the game came back then. The cards are actually pretty interesting because instead of the normal standard APBA type cards, they had this like all-American red, white, and blue type deal. So that's pretty interesting. So we'll go ahead and get going, and hopefully I won't make too many mistakes. I haven't played APBA in a while, but I think I don't think it's rocket science with a basic game. I think it's pretty much like riding a bike. If you get back into it, it shouldn't take too long to get back in the flow of things. So here it is, APBA 1999, Texas against New York, ALCS game number 1. And leading off for the Texas Rangers will be Mark McLemore. In fact, I'll go ahead and go through the lineups very quickly. Leading off at second base is Mark McLemore. Batting second and catching is Pudge Rodriguez. Hitting third and right field is Rusty Greer. Batting cleanup is Juan Gonzalez, and he is in left field. Batting fifth at first base is Rafael Palmeiro. Hitting sixth at third base is Todd Zeal. Batting seventh at first base and DHing is Lee Stevens. Batting eighth at short is Royce Clayton. And batting ninth in center field is Tom Goodwin. Again, these are the exact as-played lineups. For the Yankees, leading off, second baseman Chuck Knobloch. Batting second at short is Derek Jeter. Batting third in right field is Paul O'Neill. Hitting cleanup in center is Bernie Williams. Batting fifth at first base is Tino Martinez. Hitting in the sixth position is DH Chili Davis. Again, he is taking the place of Strawberry, who I don't have a card for. Jorge Posada bats seventh and catches. Ricky Leday is the left fielder. He'll hit eighth. And Scott Brocious, the third baseman, will bat ninth. So we are ready to go. Here is El Duque. Orlando Hernandez finishes his warm-up tosses. And game 1 of the 1999 ALCS is underway. Get a 24, And for Macklemore, 24 is a 13, and everybody knows in APBA that 13 is a strikeout. So down goes Macklemore with a strikeout, and that'll bring up Pudge Rodriguez. That's a 44. Doubles are always good. 44 is a 7, and Hernandez is a C-grade pitcher. So as we look in this old school book, a 7 and a C-grade pitcher is a ground ball base hit to right. So it's a single for Pudge. A better pitcher would have stopped that, but a C-grade pitcher, it's a base hit. So that'll bring up the number 3 hitter, Rusty Greer, right fielder. And it's a 33, another set of doubles. So 33 is a 0, so we're going to re-roll for Rusty Greer. Off his second set of numbers, it's a 61. Greer, a 6. So that is a 6. So with a runner on first and a C pitcher and a 6, that is going to be, if I can hold the book up straight, a double to left field. Fast runner scores with less than 2 outs. RBI double. So that's the 2-out result. But there are 2 outs, but a fast runner would score. Rusty Greer, with that double, Rodriguez is not a fast runner. He's neutral, so Greer will just double. And that will put runners at second and third with only 1 out. And that brings up Juan Gonzalez. So El Duque in trouble in the first. 22, it's a third set of doubles in a row. So 22 for Gonzalez is a 6. We flip to the runners on second and third chart and see what that has to say. With a 6 result, runners on second and third, C-grade pitcher and a 6. That's a grounder inside the first base bag. This is going to score 2. It's a double. So Juan Gonzalez with a 2-run double scores Gonzalez and Greer. And, oops, let me get this thing lined up here. Sorry about that. And that's 2-0 Texas. As El Duque getting beat up a little bit here in the first inning. So we'll go back to the runner on second chart. It's been 3 doubles in a row, so eventually the odds are going to go against them. Here's Rafael Palmeiro. There can't be more doubles, can there? Nope, 53 for Palmeiro. 53 is a 19. So a 19 on fielding column number 2 with a runner on second. A 19 plunked by Wayward Heat. Runners on first and second. So that means it's a hit batter. So Palmeiro gets hit by the pitch. Sometimes this old book had a little bit more descriptive titles in there rather than just a plain hit by pitch. So runners are at first and second as El Duque got a little mad and hit him. And that'll bring up Todd Zeal. Todd Zeal with runners at first and second. And only 1 out. It's a 14. 14 for Todd Zeal is a 30. So we check the grade C pitcher. A 30 on fielding column 2. And a 30 says mile high fly to deep medium left, no advance. So fly to left field for out number 2. Brings up the DH, Lee Stevens. So Lee Stevens steps to the plate. 62 for Stevens. 62 was a 37 and a 37. 37 is both runners going, catcher throws to third, too late, double steal. How about that? A double steal pulled off by Gonzalez and Palmeiro, the most unlikely sorts that you would think, but it's a double steal. That's not going to make Hernandez any happier. Lee Stevens still in the box. It's a 13. And a 13 on Lee Stevens is a 14, and a 14 is going to be, I believe, a walk. Let me go to second and third to double check that. Usually 14s are always a walk. Let's double check it and make sure. 14, yep. It is a walk to load the bases. So that'll bring up Royce Clayton, the 8th man to bat in the inning, off of El Duque. Bases are loaded, 53. 53 for Clayton is a 20. So we go to the bases loaded chart and a 20. So the bases are loaded and a 20. 20 says nailed with riding fastball. That forces home a run. So second hit batter for El Duque as he hits Clayton. There's going to be a brawl here shortly if they don't get it under control. Forces in a run. It is now 3-0 in favor of the Rangers. And now the ninth man to bat in the order, Tom Goodwin, steps to the plate. It's a 53. So 53 for Goodwin is a 16. Bases are still loaded and a 16. So bases loaded 16. Fielding column 2. Center fielder drops it. Batter out. 8-6 at second base. But 2 score. So it was we have to call it an error, I assume, on the center fielder, Bernie Williams. But then Goodwin's out trying to go to second, and that's going to be called a 8-6 putout. But 2 more will score, unearned runs. So it's 5-0 after half an inning. And the Yankees don't know what's happened to them, but in that first inning, they just got bludgeoned. And they'll try to come back against Aaron Seeley, but it's a tall task. But they were the world champions, so if anybody can do it, I guess it's them. So leading off will be Chuck Knobloch against Aaron Seeley, who's a C-grade pitcher. And there's a 44, so doubles are a good way to start. 44 is an 8. An 8 on a C-grade pitcher with the bases empty. And 8 is a chopper past the pitcher through for a base hit. So it's a single for Knobloch. And the Yankees trying to start the comeback. Here's Derek Jeter. Jeter. We get a 22, more doubles. So 22 for Jeter is a 0. He'll get to re-roll. Go off his second numbers, and it's a 42. 42 for Jeter is a 6. So if we go to runners at first, or runner at first, and a 6, runner at first 6 and a C-grade pitcher, that's going to be a double to left field. Double to left, fast runner will score. Knobloch, is he a fast runner? He certainly is, so he will score. So that's an RBI double for Jeter. And the Yankees strike right back. It's now 2-1. I'm sorry, 5-1. Here's Paul O'Neill. O'Neill a 25. O'Neill a 25 is an 8. So with the runner on first, runner on second, and an 8 off a C-grade pitcher. C-grade pitcher, an 8 as RBI. Slow runner is out at home, batter to second. So is he a slow runner? I don't think Jeter's a slow runner, is he? No, he's actually a fast runner. So that's going to be a base hit, and that will score a run, makes it 5-2 as the Yankees are on the comeback trail, courtesy of Paul O'Neill. That'll bring up Bernie Williams. Bernie Williams. It's a 13 for Bernie. 13 is a 14. That's going to be a walk. 14 is a walk. That's kind of universal in APBA. So runners at first and second now as we switch the book over to first and second. And that will bring up Tino Martinez, first baseman. That's a 16 for Tino. Tino, a 16 is a 28. And on a C-grade pitcher with runners at first and second, a 28. Just safe at first. Runners are on the corners. Almost a double play. It's a 6-4 ground out fielder's choice. So we'll go to third. Williams is out. 6-4 on the fielder's choice. That's out number 1. So finally now is recorded, but now runners are at the corners. So we need to move the book to runners at the corners. For Chili Davis, the DH, Darryl Strawberry actually DH'd in this game, but I don't have a Strawberry card, so Davis it is. 62. 62 is a 13, and that's universally a strikeout in APBA. That's out number 2. So Seeley trying to get out of this. Jorge Posada steps to the plate. 62 for Posada is a 13, and he strikes out. So Seeley comes back to strike out the last 2 batters he faces and limits the Yankees to 2 runs. But after one complete, we've got a slugfest. It's Texas 5 and the Yankees 2. And now we're back to top of the order for the Rangers. They sent on to the plate in the first inning. Here's Mark McLemore. That's a 52 for McLemore. 52 is a 27, and a 27 on a fielding column 2 is a ground ball to third. An X pitcher would get a strikeout, but Hernandez is a Y pitcher, not an X pitcher. So it's a 5-3 ground out. And I'll just go ahead and read them off the book rather than showing the results because that will speed up play. Here's Ivan Rodriguez. 64 for Rodriguez is a 13, and that's another strikeout. So 2 down. Brings up Rusty Greer. Greer, a 22. 22 for Greer is a 0, so he will get a chance to go off his second column. And that's a 33. That's not good if you're the Yankees. 33 is a 5 off that second column. So a 5 off a C-grade pitcher. Base hit to left, rolls to the wall. It's a stand-up double. So a stand-up double for Rusty Greer. He's 2 for 2 with 2 doubles. And he's aboard with 2 outs for Juan Gonzalez. That's a 54 for Gonzo. And that's a 32 with a runner at second. So a runner at second and a 32 says that it is a fly ball to right to end the inning. So Gonzalez flies out to right field to end the inning, and El Duque gets out of it without allowing any more runs. It's still 5-2. And now the only batter not to come to the plate in the game so far, Ricky Leday. Actually, there's 2 batters, Leday and Brocious. So Leday will be leading things off. Ricky Leday. It's 26 for Leday. That's a 13. That's a strikeout. No need to check any book there. It's automatic. Here's Scott Brocious. It's a 51. 51 is a 9. And a 9 on a C-grade pitcher is a pop-up to the third baseman. That's out number 2. 2 up, 2 down, and here is Knobloch. Maybe the pitchers are starting to feel their way in this game a little bit. 43 for Knobloch. 43 is a 29, and a 29 is a comebacker right to the pitcher unless he has an X, which Seeley does. He does have the X quality, so therefore it's a strikeout. So Seeley puts the K on Chuck Knobloch. So Seeley Posturpedic has put Knobloch to rest for the at-bat. We go to the third. It's still 5-2. And Rafael Palmeiro steps to the plate. It's a 22. More doubles. 22 is a 6. And we know a 6 is a double for Palmeiro. We've had that 6 roll several times, so I can, with confidence, without even looking, it's a double. Here's Todd Zeile. That is a 36 for Zeile, and a 36 for Zeile is a 14, which is a walk. So that's going to put runners at first and second with nobody out, and Lee Stevens, the DH, the batter. So Lee Stevens. It's 21 for Stevens, and that is a 12. So a 12 on a fielding column 2 says could be 2. It is 6-4-3 for a double play. And that will move Palmeiro to third, but now there are 2 outs. 2 outs and the runner at third for Royce Clayton. That's a 34 for Clayton. 34 is a 31. So we need to check the runner on third. And a 31 and see what we get. 31 comes up to be a, well, it would have been a sacrifice fly had there been less than 2 outs. But instead, with 2 outs, it's just simply a fly to center. And the inning is over. So Texas gone in the top of the third as El Duque has settled down, but it may be too little too late as they're down 5-2. But here comes Derek Jeter. Lead things off. He doubled his first time up. It's a 66. 66 for Jeter. That's a 1. That's long and it's gone. So Derek Jeter goes yard, cuts the lead to 5-3. And just like that, the Yankees are really back in the ball game. Here's O'Neill. 55, more doubles. 55 is 8 on a grade C pitcher is a base hit. So single for O'Neill. And there's Bernie Williams. Yankees on the comeback trail. Bernie Williams. It's a 12. So Bernie with a 12 is a 25. We go to runners on first. Runner on first and a 25. Runner on first and a 25 is a double play, 4-6-3. So that's going to eliminate the rally right there. Makes it quickly 2 outs, and Tino Martinez stepping to the plate with the bases empty. That's a 52, and Tino, a 52, is a 27. 27 with the bases empty is a ground out to third. However, an ex-pitcher will get a strikeout. Strikeout because Seeley has an X. So Martinez with the strikeout. But the Derek Jeter homer cuts the Texas lead to 5-3 after 3 innings. So now we're back to Texas. Hello, Mr. Al Red Sox fan. Kind of doing of tabletop because he's such an APBA fan. And the Rangers did make the playoffs in 1999. This old school APBA game. You can see the binders even coming off the book a little bit. So thought I'd pull this out and be a little nostalgic and party like it's 1999. So here is Tom Goodwin to lead things off. It's a 16. 16 is a 28. And a 28 against fielding column 2 is a ground ball to short. 1 away as Jeter handles it no problem. Back to the top of the order and Mark McLemore. So 54 for McLemore. That's a 32, and if we look in the book on 32, that is a fly ball to right field. So 2 down, as that's handled out there by O'Neill. 2 up, 2 down, and here comes Pudge, Ivan Rodriguez. 14 for Pudge, it's a 30. And a 30 is another fly ball, this one to left to end the inning. And Al, Red Sox fan, in case you're wondering, this is the exact lineup replay of Game 1 of the 1999 ALCS. So we go to the bottom of the 4th, and Chili Davis, he's the only player who did not play in this game. Darryl Strawberry was actually the DH, but in this little APBA set, there was no Strawberry card, so I had to go with Chili Davis. Facing Seeley, it's a 45. 14, that's a walk. So universally in APBA, 13 is a strikeout and 14 is a walk. So that puts a runner at first. And we move over to Posada. 66. Posada in that 66 roll, so we'll get to re-roll again. But he will do some damage. To 32. 32, that's a 7 against a C-grade pitcher. That's a single to center. Runner goes to third. So runners are at the corners with nobody out as the Yankees look to close the gap even further. Here's left fielder Ricky Leday. So 54, and we have to go to our runners at the corners chart. A 54, runners at the corners. 54 for Leday is a 32. So if we look at 32, towering fly to right, bluffs at third, but no advance. So it's just a fly to right for 1 away. Runners had to stay put. Here's Scott Brocious. 4 for Brocious. It's a 32. 32. Same thing we just had. So it's another fly ball to right with no advancement. So the Yankees are going to lose their chance to make some hay here this inning unless Knobloch does something. That's a 35 for Knobloch, and that's a 14, so he will walk, and that will load the bases. So that brings up Derek Jeter with the bases loaded. Derek Jeter, bases loaded, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 4th with the Yankees trailing 5-3, but that may change. Jeter, a 64. 64 is a 23. 23 is... Whoa, look at this. This is interesting. Don't know if I should keep this one or change the result. But a 23 says, with the infield deep, says, called strike, batter's not happy, he's ejected. Now, that doesn't seem like something Jeter would do, but they're saying here that he's ejected, so I guess I have to go with that if I want to be true to the game. So Derek Jeter just said something the umpire didn't care to hear, and he is out of there. He's not. The at-bat's still going to continue with a new batter. So Luis Sojo will be the new shortstop, and he's an 8 rating. So let's see if that changes the fielding. No, it doesn't. They're still fielding column 2. So Sojo takes over at shortstop thanks to the ejection of Jeter, and the bases are still loaded with 2 outs. So big at bat here for Sojo. That's a 64 for Sojo. And he strikes out. It's a 13, and that's going to end the inning. So Yankees not happy at all about Jeter getting tossed. Completed 5, and it's still 5-3. Yeah, Al, I really was not sure if I should continue with the ejection, but hey, that's what the game book says, so I'll go with it and just play it out and see what happens. So Sojo will have to take over at shortstop the rest of the way. And now we start the top of the 5th with Rusty Greer. It's a 62 for Greer. That's a 40. And a 40 is, let's see here, first baseman gets the force at second, batter oh, I'm on the wrong one. I need bases empty. 40, is that what I said? 40? Yep, 40 is a foul out of play, strike 1. So he gets to stay in there. Greer gets another chance with 1 strike on him. 26. 26 is a 30, and a 30 is a fly to left for out number 1. So El Duque has really settled down since giving up those 5 runs in the first. Here's Juan Gonzalez. It's a 31. 31 is a 9 on a C-grade pitcher. And that's a mile-high pop-up to the left side of the infield, caught by the third baseman, Brocious, for out number 2. That brings up Rafael Palmeiro. 61 for Palmeiro is a 37. And a 37 is a swing and a miss, strike 1. So he's back in the box with 1 strike on him. And that's a 63. 63 is a 31. 31 is a deep fly to center, but it's caught for the out by Bernie Williams. Nothing doing for Texas in the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Score still 5-3. How about that, Al? I just made history. Well, first time for everything, I guess. Yeah, I mean, Jeter's the one guy on the Yankees that I would figure would not be tossed, but hey, the book knows no respecter of persons, so it's going to go with it. So, bottom of the 5th, Paul O'Neill stepping to the plate. It's a 53 for O'Neill. It's a 16. 16 is a routine fly to center, and that's handled out there by Goodwin for out number 1 for O'Neill. Brings up Bernie Williams, center fielder, Bernie Williams. 61 for Bernie Williams is a 40. It's probably going to be a ball of some sort. No, it's actually going to be a foul out of play for strike 1. When you get those real high numbers, it's usually a reboot. That's a 14. 14 is a 30, and 30 is a fly ball to left. Fly ball to left for out number 2. And that'll bring up Bernie Williams. Bernie, it's an 11 for Bernie Williams. That's a 4. So Bernie Williams, a 4, is a double to right field down the line. So Bernie Williams, a 2-out double. And now the tying run is at the plate in Tino Martinez. Switch over to runner at second on the book. That is a 52 for Tino. 52 is a 27, and just in case you hadn't seen the book in a while, 52 and a 27, fielding column 2 with a runner at second. A 27 Ground out to third, no advance. So that's the third out of the inning anyway, so don't have to worry about advancement. The inning's over. We go to the sixth. It's still 5-3 in favor of the Rangers. And Todd Zeal will lead things off against El Duque. It's 25 for El Duque, and that's an 8. So an 8, and I've got to go all the way back to bases empty. Figure this one out. And an 8 on a C pitcher is a base hit, single. So Todd Zeal, if that was a better pitcher, a B pitcher, an A pitcher, that would have been an out. Not a C pitcher, though. So here's Lee Stevens, DH. 14. 14-30. And now with a runner at first, switch over to that book. And a 30, fielding column 2. Sky to left, no problem. Fly the ball to left field, 1 away. As Stevens is gone. That brings up Royce Clayton. Clayton, a 61. That's a 22. 22. Curveball gets away, batter hit. So, could be some payback here for those 2 hit batters that... that's actually the 3rd hit batter by El Duque. I take it back. He's now hit his 3rd batter. He's getting wild out there, and the Rangers aren't happy about it. 3rd guy he's plunked today. Could be some fisticuffs. Here's Goodwin. Runners at first and second now. And it's a 64. And a 64 on Goodwin. It's a 13, so that's a strikeout. So El Duque comes back to strike him out with 2 outs now. It's all up to Mark McLemore, top of the lineup. McLemore, 26. 26 is a 27. And on a fielding column 2, 27, runner at first and second. That would have been a round the horn double play, but let's see here. It's just going to be a 5-4 force to end the inning. But it would have been a double play, as I said. But the inning's over with no damage done. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 5-3 ball game. Chili Davis, DH, in the box. It's a 44. So Chili Davis, a 44, is an 8. He is an 8. And we go back to the bases empty chart. So I scroll back to that. I believe an 8 against a C pitcher is still a base hit. And it is. It's a base hit for Chili Davis. So the Yankees have something going here in the bottom of the 6th. And the next batter on line is 64 for Posada. That's a 13, so he's going to strike out away. And maybe the thing about this game might be the fact that Jeter got thrown out. Here's Leday. 41 is a 28. And a 28 on a fielding column 2. Slowly hit ball to short. To first for the out. The runner goes to second. So it's a 6-3 ground out for Leday. Check that. It should be Brocious. I think I had these guys out of order. No, Leday is right. Leday is right. Okay. We'll get it right. All right. So the runner goes to second with 2 outs. And now Brocious is the batter. Runner at second, 2 outs. Brocious a 35, and that's a 39. So with the runner at second, a 39. Oh, he got caught stealing. Look at this. I don't know why they have this in the book like that, but it says here on a 39 that there he goes, throw to third in, 2-5, caught stealing. So why Jorge Posada would be trying to steal there, I don't know. Doesn't make any sense to me, but that's the way it goes. There's probably a modification somewhere another along the lines that I'm not aware of, but that would prevent that. But I just have to go with what the book tells me. Maybe Earl, since he's such an expert at this game, would know if there's an optional way to get around that, but I don't know. So I'm going with it. So here's Pudge Rodriguez to start the top of the 7th. It's a 55. Doubles are always good. 55 is an 8, and we know an 8 against a C-grade pitcher is a base hit. And the bullpen for the Yankees may get stirring here very quickly. It's Rusty Greer. 41 for Greer is a 24. And a 24 with a runner at first and a defensive rating of team 2, fielding 2, is a double play, 6-4-3. So they turn it. 6-4-3 double play. Quickly 2 away for Juan Gonzalez. And we get a 25 for 8, and we know that 8 is that base hit again off a C-grade pitcher. So a 2-out single turned in by Gonzo. That'll bring up Palmero. Palmero, a 64, is a 14, and that's a walk. So 2 on, 2 outs. And Todd Zeal, the batter. To 36. Todd Zeal, a 36. 14, that's another walk. And that's going to do it for El Duque. He's no problems. He's already hit 3 batters, and now he's walking guys. So now the bases are loaded with 2 outs, and the Yankees will go. They will go to lefty Mike Stanton. Mike Stanton is a D-grade pitcher as well as a C-grade pitcher, and he does have the X and Z qualities. So he's going to be facing Lee Stevens with the bases loaded and 2 outs. So Mike Stanton charged with keeping things right where they are. Big at bat here against Lee Stevens. So 61 for Stevens. That's a 24. So a 24 is, well, if they were deep, it'd be a double play. So it's still going to be a 6-4 fielder's choice instead. And Lee Stevens fails to come through with the bases loaded. So we go to the bottom of the seventh inning stretch. And it is still Texas 5, Yankees 3. And we go back to Scott Brocious. Scott Brocious leading off, and Sealy's still going. Bullpen could be working for Texas, though. 65. 65 is a 35. And a 35 is a pop-up to the catcher. So Pudge hauls that in for Scott Brocious to make 1 out. Brings up Knobloch. So Knobloch stepping to the plate. 64 for Knobloch. That's a 36. And a 36 is upstairs for ball 1. So back in the box again. That's a 31 this time. 31 is a 9 against a C-grade pitcher. And a 9 is a mile-high pop-up to the left side, caught by the third baseman. So Knobloch will pop it up to Todd Zeal at third for out number 2. And now here's Louis, the game after Jeter was ejected. It's a 25, so the Yankees are really missing that spot. That's a 9, and we just had that result. It's another pop-up to the third baseman to end the. So Yankees done in the 7th. We go to the 8th. Still a 5-3 Texas lead. And Royce Clayton, shortstop, steps to the plate. 63. The 63 for Clayton is a 31. And a 31 is a fly to center for out number 1. Brings up the number 9 hitter, Goodwin. Goodwin, a 46 for Goodwin. 46 is a 29. And a 29 is a comebacker to the pitcher unless he has an X. And guess what? Mike Stanton has an X. So that is a strikeout. Mike Stanton picks up the K on Goodwin. 2 down, base is empty for Mark McLemore, top of the order. It's an 11 for McLemore. That's a 0, so he's going to get a base hit of some kind. To 55, he might get really good here. That's a 2. That is a 2, and a 2 is a triple. So Mark McLemore with a 2-out triple. Nobody was on base, though, so still has to get something from Pudge to get a run across. And he might do it. 33 is a 0, so they will be bringing home a run as Pudge found the doubles again. So 56. 56 is a 6. So we go to runners on third, a runner on third, and a 6 off of a C-grade pitcher, actually off a D-grade pitcher. 6 if single column hitting card's a home run to center field, but Pudge has 2 columns, so that's not it. Otherwise, driven off the top of the fence for a stand-up double. So Pudge Rodriguez has just doubled in a run to make it 6-3. As the Rangers finally get on the scoreboard again after that first inning. Here's Rusty Greer. Runner at second and 2 outs. That's a 31. That's a 9. So a 9 with a runner at second on a C-grade pitcher. Chopper to first. First baseman steps on the bag to end the inning. Tino Martinez fielded it. Ends the inning, but the Rangers pick up a run. And after 7.5, it's 6-3 Rangers. And Seeley may be near the end of his outing. So they're going to a relief pitcher. And it's going to be Jeff Zimmerman. He's an A-grade pitcher. So he is an A-grade pitcher. John Wetland's their closer, so he would be coming in the 9th most likely. But right now it's going to be Zimmerman, who is that A-grade pitcher. And he will be facing, to start the bottom of the 8th, he will be facing Paul O'Neill. It's a 42 for O'Neill. That's a 14. That's a walk. So not what you want to do if you're trying to protect a 3-run lead in the 8th is start walking guys. And now that'll bring up, with the runner at first, Bernie Williams. It's a 16 for Williams. That's a 28. And on the fielding column 2, it's a slowly hit ball to short. He has to go to first with it, which means O'Neill will go to second and advance. But now there's one away for Tino. Tino Martinez. It's a 61 for Martinez. That's a 37. And with a runner at second in the fielding column 2, a 37 is, look at this. Are you kidding me? A 37, fielding column 2, says picked off second, a cardinal sin by the runner, 1-6. Some more bad base running by the Yankees as O'Neill was picked off 1-6. Don't know where he thought he was going. Down by 3 runs. You shouldn't be leading off the bag like that, but it happened. So now Tino's back in the box with the bases empty. It's a 54, and that's a 32. And 32 with the bases empty is probably an out. We'll verify it. 32 is a fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. Actually, it says here, with 2 outs, the fly went to center. I'm not sure why that changes, but that's what the book says. So the inning's over. Yankees are done, and we'll get more bullpen action for the Yankees as Stanton will come out. And let's see who they go to here. Could be Grimsley, because you're not going to go to, obviously you're not going to go to Mariano Rivera when you're losing. So Jason Grimsley will be the new Yankee pitcher. He's a B-grade pitcher, so at least he upgrades a little bit. And he'll be facing Juan Gonzalez. It's a 14 for Gonzalez. That's a 30. And a 30 is a fly to left. One away for Rafael Palmeiro. Rafael Palmeiro. 21 for Palmeiro is a 12. And on fielding column 2, that is grounded to first, and Tino will take it to the bag himself for out number 2. Brings up Todd Zeal. 26 for Zeal is a 24. 24 is a ground ball to short, and the inning is over. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Yankees. They are down 6-3, and Zimmerman will come out. John, and as Chris Berman calls him, John Teenage Wetland, will be in to close it down for the Rangers. Make Earl happy that the Rangers win, assuming they hold on. Here's Chili Davis, first man to bat against Wetland. It's a 32. 32 is a 26. 26 is a grounder to second for out number 1. That'll bring up Jorge Posada. Posada, it's a 22. Doubles are usually good. That's an 8. But against an B-grade pitcher, a B-grade pitcher in 8 is a fly to center. So C grade pitcher, that's a base hit. B grade pitcher, that's a fly to center. So there's 2 away. And it's down to Ricky Leday. Last chance. 36, 33, and a 33. 33 is a pop-up near the mound. The second baseman has it. But if it's a Y, if the pitcher is a Y, it's a strikeout, but he does not have the Y quality. Still, it's a pop-up to second. McLemore clasp it in, and the ball game is over. The Rangers defeat the Yankees 6-3. And as you say, Al Red Sox fan, this game is definitely not, this board is definitely not a Yankee fan. I'm assuming the board results are the same as in the book now. I guess I should have had the new book with me to see if there's anything that's different. But obviously some interesting results there with 2 runners picked off and with Jeter getting thrown out. So definitely some interesting results there as the Rangers defeat the Yankees 5-3. Aaron Seeley the winner. El Duque takes the loss. And John Teenage Wetland gets the save as the Rangers put up 5 in the first and made it stand for a 6-3 victory. I want to thank everybody for watching. I think it was just Al, Red Sox fan, and maybe somebody else, maybe 1 or 2 other people that chimed in here and there. But Al, I appreciate your company on this. And like I said, this is a game I found or rediscovered under my bed. I was getting ready to play a regular game of APBA, and then I saw this under the bed. I said, why not pull this out and give it a shot? So that's what I did. Bad binding and all. It's 17 years old, and it looks it. So, but that's the way it goes. I do kind of like the way these cards are designed, though, with the little, red tops, the red, white, and blue, and the logos and everything. That's kind of neat compared to the normal cards by APBA. And like I said, I'm not the biggest APBA fan in the world, but decided to go ahead and play this anyway, just to so people don't think I'm anti-APBA completely. I do own the game. I do play it from time to time, just not all that much, because of all the other games I like to play instead. But hopefully everybody enjoyed this trip through memory lane of 1999 as the Rangers. Same to you, Al. You have a great day. God bless, my friend, and I will catch you later. And for everybody else, I will catch you all down the road.